Welcome to the Startup Leaders Show, where we learn lessons from startup founders and executives. I am your host, Lisa Dreher, and I am really excited to introduce our guest for today, Gaetano Volpe. He is the founder of Latitudo 40. Plus, he's also working with some other pretty exciting startups. Welcome to the show, Gaetano.
Thank you. I am happy to be here and proud to be here with you.
Yes, so maybe you can start by giving us a little bit of background on yourself and Latitudo 40.
Yeah, I started to work in space industry more than 20 years ago and remained fascinated about this industry. And I worked always with satellite, with space. And 5 years ago, I decided with a couple of friends to found this company, Latitude 40, that is the latitude of our city, Naples, but is also the same latitude of New York, to have a vision of international vision of our company. And the idea is that after a long experience in the space industry, we identified that it's very difficult to access to information contained in the earth observation imagery, and we try to create a solution that can identify a new market for this valuable technology, valuable resource. In particular, we concentrated our effort now in urban planning and infrastructure protection.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. So tell me a little bit more about that. How is that actually being used in practice?
Yeah, we the first aspect is that we have a big use of artificial intelligence to analyze this image. We have a couple of proprietary technology. First of all is the super resolution on Sentinel-2. So we can transform the 10-meter resolution of Sentinel-2 images provided by European Space Agency in a new image that has 1 meter of resolution. This can be useful because as more quantity of images respect to traditional commercial provider and lower cost. On top of this technology, we created other algorithms that can identify urbanite islands, can assess the risk, the climate risk for cities, and we use this technology to offer uh, actionable insight for our customers that are mainly cities and urban planners, but also infrastructure management and infrastructure company like motorway or railways. Now the next step is how to use this algorithm to support the financial industry in terms of insurtech or proptech.
Wow, amazing. So that's really helping with things like, supporting the whole idea of smart cities, helping with, um, like you said, urban planning, helping with cities and the environment. All of those things can have an impact, right?
Yeah, this is the problem that we identified, because big problem that the we every day we are heard from newspaper, TV, that there is no planet B, but our vision is that we have enough data to save our planet A. And the problem in climate programs, in climate resilience program, is that there is not enough data to take the right decision. And that we try to solve with our technology the problem of data, because satellite and remote sensing has the big advantage that you can go in the past. You can see what happened 10 years ago, and understand the trend of change. And knowing the our payoff is we learn from the past, monitoring the present, but we can support the design of the cities or places of the future. And we go over the traditional smart cities approach. We speak about cognitive plays, because with satellite, with this technology, this place can learn every day with new data and can improve the quality of life for citizens, but also the impact of investment and reduce the cost of climate risks.
What an exciting impact your company is making. Okay, so we invited you here to talk a little bit about your experience in building Latitudo 40. And I want to start by having you talk a little bit about the biggest keys to your success so far.
Yeah, this is an important part of a company. I can, first of all, I can say that launching a startup is a complex, is a difficult activity. Not everyone can create a startup, uh, even if the founder have a big a deep business and technical background. In space sector, the difficulty is higher than in other sector. In particular, when you try to identify new market for space technology, what is normally called not space user, because in this situation is important to have a sort of evangelization of the customer. Uh, this evangelization is the first part of the funnel, the sales funnel. So the awareness not only of the product and of the solution, but a complex awareness of technology is important. In any case, success is a combination of several factors. First of all, it's clear that it's important to identify the problem to solve with new technology and new solution. Particular, as I said before, we identify in our roadmap that the data is a big problem in climate strategies, and we follow this problem with our vision and with our product. Is the other part is important to create a strong and cohesive team that has the capacity to transform this idea that sometimes is an idea write on a paper into something of concrete. And finally, a lot of passion to overcome all the daily challenges and difficulties that it's normal to have. So
Right.
these were the principles behind Latitude 40, and I hope that every startup can follow the same principles.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say has been the most valuable business lesson you've learned over the years?
Yeah, this is another fantastic question for me, but I think for everyone that is working in this sector. First of all, I think this is in my opinion that in a startup you never stop learning. The startup is, in my opinion, the learning company per excellence. Um, Even if you manage to find the grow engine for your business, you can never stop, because in deep tech sector, but also in space sector, uh, new entrants always have an edge technology, a technology better than you. In any case, through the history of my company, together with my founder, uh, we made a number of mistakes. And the biggest lesson that I learned is to learn quickly from these mistakes or failures to improve the business, to get now the customer better, to add new features to the product. For example, in our story, uh, the initial idea of the company is to create a solution to fight against illegal building. This is a big problem in Italy, a problem that is can you see in any Italian city. But when we started to speak with customer, we see that this problem is important, but not relevant for the municipalities, our customer. And so we tried to discuss with them about this problem, and we discovered that the lack of data for urban planning was a big problem, and the search of information took up large part of the available budget for climate action. We created a solution around this problem, learn from the customer, so that the speed and the speed to understand the problem, but also the speed of adaptation to an uncertain market is crucial to success in space sector. But I think this is common for the vision of the startup environment today and probably also in the future.
Right. If you were to start all over again, is there anything else that you would do different?
Yeah, we, as I said, we reached the final business version of the company after different failure. So I would certainly try to be quicker in decision related to changing of the business model, to be ready to have a product that is capable of solving a clear need of our target customer. In our story, we have hired also people who are not in line with the growth vision of our startup. People that are not enough flexible, in particular, not flexible to accept changes in a strategy, and that are not actor in the process, but mere executors. The team influenced us a lot in the initial phase of business story. Over this time, we understood that in addition to hard skills, so in our case, remote sensing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, coding, is more important to identify people with the right soft skill, the ability to be part of the team, the ability to fit into the company vision, the desire to grow together with the company and with the other team member, and in particular, open-mindedness. This is important for the group. Today, we achieved a balance in the team, and this helps us to grow quickly, even selecting younger colleagues with a greater propension for business life.
Ah, interesting. So, how have you kind of, I guess, gone about molding the team over time? Did that mean that you had to have some team members leave the group, and how did you work through that?
Yeah, in Italy, the problem is that when you hire someone, it's very difficult to fire. So is the situation is to find an agreement to say, okay, we understood that you are not the right, there is not a right fit between your skills, your capabilities, and our company. We tried always to have a uh, good exit without any problem, not in conflict, but sometimes the people learn that there is different speed in the company, and they cannot follow the leader in the speed. So normally they leave automatically the company with any hard action by ourselves.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that can be challenging for sure. Are there processes or programs that you use in order to make sure that when you are bringing on somebody new, that they are the right fit for the organization?
We are not so structured in the organization phase. We are updating and improve every day our company. At moment, more is the empathy that we can have with people. We have a couple of initial job interviews with them. The first one is more on technical skill because we need to have people with the right technical skill. But then after this initial, that is a filter, we try to see if these people has the right soft skill to work with us. So there is different interview, more informal interview with me that as a CEO, with Mauro that is our COO, with our marketing director, and after this we have a sort of internal review to see, okay, this could be the right people. Also, if is not the top in technical skill, but you can always increase technical skill of people. You invest in training on the job. You can stay with the leader in our company and can grow your capability, technical capabilities. But if you don't have the right soft skill, is really complex to transform your mindset, to transform your uh, way to relationship with other people, or the approach to everyday job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. I think a lot of times we end up running into these roadblocks along the way, and kind of dealing with that as we grow the company. How have you found are the best ways to get through or around those roadblocks that just inevitably come up?
Yeah, this is uh, an everyday question that I put to myself. I ask to myself. In any case, every company has its own way to of dealing with difficulties. I think that the long term vision is an important part of the company strategy. Uh, but as I said before, to overcome difficulties, there must it's important to have a great cohesion and trust between the founder. Sometimes one of the founder must take the responsibility for a choice and need to be supported by others. This is not enough, but it's important that when you change, try to have to create a workaround or a pivot, or to change your strategy. All the team must be collaborative and proactive, because this is a decision can give the success or the insuccess of the company. Often strategic change can create a friction, and so with a cohesive and a good team, is possible to have more is more easy approach to overcome these challenges.
Got it. Excuse me.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. So I want to end with one more question. I'm losing my voice. And that is, if you were to make one prediction about the future, what would that prediction be?
Yeah, this is a really complex question to answer, also because economic cycles are dramatically shrinking, and new needs are rapidly emerging, parts as a result of environment, climate, and social challenge we face. Uh, Certainly today there are issues that I see as a priority, and one end fighting climate change on the earth with new solution that can give an answer to the need of our product to be protected, using less resources, finding new source of energy, and protecting nature much more. But if I look at the space sector, uh, I think that now is the space for the exploitation of extraterrestrial resource is a challenge around the corner. That bring the development of incremental technology not yet present in the market. Probably is important now to invest in how in the future we can use the space resources more efficiently and at lower economic impact. I see
Yeah.
that human now probably in a couple of years we can see the first man on the moon again, and probably there is the opening of this uh, use of the lunar resources, and there is a lot of technology to create for this technology that probably are now in study, but that some company that can invest in this technology and try to solve problem connected to this new market could be a successful company.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that's all exciting. And as that comes to pass, we'll want to have you back on to talk a little bit more about that. But if somebody wanted to learn more about Latitude of 40 now, what should they do?
Yeah, they can reach out on our website, that is latitude40.com. They can follow us, our social profile, LinkedIn or Twitter, or also Facebook. And yeah, they can write me an email. My email is gaetano.volpe at latitude40.com, and I am happy to give more information, more resource, and to share also our experience, also not only with for business resource, but also to support other companies, young entrepreneur, to avoid to have some problem that we had in the past.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for making time for this today, Gaetano. It was really fantastic having you here.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. It's a pleasure also for me.